Greetings, I'm Ed Baker, and it's great to be with you once again for another leadership tutorial on the topic of setting priorities and managing time. And what we'll do is first, in this first part, focus on priority setting, and then another tutorial to discuss how to manage time with those priorities in mind. So let's get started. The first step here is to get up on the balcony, so to speak, and to ask yourself questions to establish the basis for setting those priorities. As you reflect on your recent past, what are you proudest of? Is a good first question to be asking yourself. When you're at your best, what are you doing, and how do your activities align with organizational goals and particularly mandates for your work activity? The priority setting mindset is very essential here. First point being everything is not equally important. Each of us knows this, but it's very difficult in practice to sort out those priorities which are really at the top of the list. So leaders must develop the skills and discipline to set priorities along the way. Well, one way of doing this is to categorize priorities into 4 categories: the must-dos, the good-to-do, the nice-to-do, and the not-to-do, or not now. And let's talk about those specific categories a little bit further. First, the must-do category. The must-do category has certain criteria that you might want to consider. Which activities will have a positive organizational impact? What are the mandates that you're receiving within your organization for things that you must do that have a sense of urgency about them? Which activities have the greatest sense of urgency, and which activities represent what you do when you are at your best? So that's the must-do criteria. What about the good-to-do criteria? This is a second category. Which less urgent activities may also benefit the organization, but at times that happens over a longer term? Which activities are within reach? Which are things that you can do reasonably well within a reasonable period of time? And which activities fuel your fire, providing that positive energy that I spoke about a moment ago? And finally, which activities can support your own professional development? So those things can fit into this good-to-do criteria category. Then there's the nice-to-dos, and often in public health, they're activities which you are considering simply to be nice to someone else. Those could go into this nice-to-do category. Also, they're activities that might have very little lasting impact in contrast to the first groups that I talked about a moment ago. And this activity has very little contribution to the organizational goals as shared by organizational leadership with you. Finally, the nice-to-dos and the not-to-dos are ones particularly to spend your time on. Beware of the nice-to-dos. Beware of doing things, in a sense, simply to be nice to someone else, and then develop those skills for firmly managing the not-to-dos. So what do I mean by that? Managing the not-to-dos, or at least the not now category, is very difficult. Ask yourself questions like, is this something I should be doing? How does this new request relate to my must-dos, the things that I already know I must set as top priorities? And if I say yes, what can I now say no to? And to what extent can a new request be deferred? Instead of saying no, how about just saying not now? So the priority setting exercise has 3 components. First, select your 3 to 4 must-do priorities for the coming week, perhaps for the coming day, or for a near-term period of time, and share these priorities with your team manager, the person that you report to, your manager, and your team members, and then align your priorities with those of others. So you may have to make some adjustments along the way. So in summary, this process of priority setting is essential. To get on the balcony, establish the basis for setting those priorities, categorize them into these categories that are here, and then share with colleagues to seek alignment of priorities. This is the first step in that process of setting priorities and managing time. If you wish to read more on this topic, please go to our online leadership library, which has an article on this topic for your further reading. So again, thank you for your attention to this leadership tutorial, the first of two on the topic of setting priorities and managing time. I hope this is of value to you. Thank you very much.